I'm going to go over a hollow body heel tap move for you. And this move has some modifications that you can make and then progressions to make it harder as well. So whenever we think hollow body, we're thinking about really keeping our back firmly pressed into the ground and pulling in everything in the midsection. So you should think about pulling your belly button to your spine and really zipping up from the bottom to the top. So we want to make sure that we have a really strong pelvic floor, hence the reason for those modifications. So if you're doing this movement, and we'll say that my back is nice and straight on the floor right here in this position, but you feel that separation starting to happen as you extend your legs, right? So we start to feel the hips push forward and we feel this bulging in our belly. Then we'll want to take into consideration that maybe we're pushing ourselves to a progression that we're not quite ready for. So you want to back it up a little bit and master it at a modified version before accelerating into something that's a little tougher, okay? So we're looking to keep the back firmly pressed into the ground through this movement. So again, I'm going to show you a few progressions. So I'm going to get into position. We're going to have our legs up as we do in dead bug. So this tilt forward, right? I got a nice gap between my back and the floor. We're going to close that in by tilting those hips, pulling back, right? Tucking the glutes under the rib cage. And then we're going to lift our heels up, or lift our legs, heels, everything. So 90-degree bend. And we're going to alternate extending, right? So I am going to lift up my shoulders and my chin off of the mat. For this variation, I'm going to leave my hands down by the ground. And I'm also going to leave this bend in my knee, okay? So probably one of the easier variations here. If it puts a little too much strain on your neck, you can take that part out as another modification, okay? But you'll want to work up to taking those shoulders and chin off of the ground. Okay, so we got nice tight core through that. I feel it. I'm going to breathe. Another variation, just using body weight, we can keep that chin and shoulders off the ground, same position, and start to extend that heel tap. So leg goes long. Anytime we take the limbs farther away from the body, it's going to get harder. We can elevate this move by true hollow body and putting those arms behind. Again, we're taking limbs away from the body as my voice starts to shake. So that's another variation. Arms behind, full leg extension. You can play with this, like as I'm sitting here talking on the floor, we can go with even hands behind for a more advanced version with those knees still bent. And then we can work to legs long. So another progression would be to put some weight behind you, right? So with this one, if you're going to use the weight, you would have advanced all the way to body weight, arms behind the head, full leg extension. And again, so we'll take this. You can start here if that feels better. Bring that back, smush it into the floor, and then progress to that more advanced move with those legs going out in full extension. So lots of variation there for this hollow body heel tap to play around with. Remember, the goal is to really activate the deep abdominals, make sure that your back stays connected to the floor. It's better to do the modified versions and maintain that good form than skip ahead and do something that you're not quite ready for yet. And you'll have plenty of time to progress as you get stronger in that move.